10 questions that make girls fall in love. Are you having trouble figuring out how to keep the conversation flowing on a date with a woman? Have you ever wondered what it really takes to capture a woman's heart? It's not about grand gestures or extravagant gifts. Instead, it's about asking the right questions that dive deep and touch the soul. Today, we're unlocking the magic of conversation with 10 questions that make girls fall in love. Forget mundane small talk. We're talking about questions that spark laughter, provoke thought, and build an undeniable connection. Press play and transform your approach from ordinary to extraordinary, one question at a time. First, you need to know the rules when talking to her. Avoid interview mode. When talking to a woman, especially in the context of dating or developing a relationship, one of the fundamental rules to keep in mind is to avoid what is often termed interview mode. This concept refers to a conversational style where the interaction resembles a back-and-forth exchange of questions and answers, similar to a formal interview. This style can lead to a mechanical and impersonal atmosphere, which might hinder the development of a genuine connection. Interview mode typically occurs when both parties continuously ask questions to avoid silence, which can make the interaction feel forced and unnatural. This type of conversation often arises from a fear of awkward silences, something many people, particularly introverts, dread. It feels like a job interview. That's why we call it interview mode, right? Or sometimes even like an interrogation. Not to mention that asking and answering questions really isn't that fun, and even though you might be learning facts about each other's lives, she doesn't feel like she's expressing her personality, and she also doesn't feel like she's getting to know your real personality. To avoid falling into the trap of interview mode, focus on creating a conversation that allows both of you to reveal your true selves. Instead of asking factual questions like, "Where did you grow up?" or "What do you do for work?" share stories and experiences and encourage her to do the same. This approach not only makes the conversation more engaging, but also opens up avenues for emotional connections. Leverage your environment or situation to make observations that can lead to more natural conversations. Facilitate a conversation that allows her to speak passionately about her interests. This not only makes the conversation more enjoyable for her, but also lets you learn more about what excites and motivates her. By steering clear of interview mode, you enhance the quality of your interactions and create opportunities for genuine connections. This segment of your video will not only explain the importance of avoiding a question and answer dynamic, but will also provide practical tips for engaging in heartfelt conversations that could lead to a woman feeling a strong attraction. Do you see your own story in this? Have you ever felt like a recruiter during your date? Comment 1 if you have. Comment 0 if you've been lucky enough to avoid it. Number 1. What would be your perfect day? Imagine your perfect day. What does it look like? When you toss out this question, it's like handing someone a brush and a blank canvas and inviting them to paint a picture of their ideal experiences. When someone shares their version of a perfect day, they reveal layers not just about their favorite activities, but also about the emotions and people that accompany these moments. This is about much more than just listing fun things to do. It's about uncovering the essence of what happiness means to them. It could be a day spent in solitude, reading and reflecting by a serene lakeside, or it could be an action-packed adventure with friends, exploring new heights on a hiking trail or new depths scuba diving in tropical waters. This question is a masterstroke for steering clear of the mundane, "What are your hobbies?" Instead, it offers a dynamic and engaging way to delve deeper into someone's desires and aspirations. It's clever because it's open-ended yet specific enough to be personal. It gives them the freedom to construct a narrative that's as rich and detailed as they wish, offering you insights into their passions, peace, and pleasures. For instance, if she mentions she loves snowboarding, you've got the perfect setup to ask, would hitting the slopes be part of your perfect day? This isn't just making conversation, it's showing active interest in her likes and weaving them into a larger discussion about joy and fulfillment. It encourages her to paint a broader picture, sharing not just activities but the settings and companions that complete her perfect scene. Every detail she shares is like a puzzle piece in understanding what makes her tick. This isn't just about planning future dates, though it's great for that too. It's about building a foundation of understanding and appreciation for what she values most. When she talks about her perfect day filled with favorite activities, people, and places, It allows you to see her in her element, even if it's just hypothetical. It's about listening, really listening to her ideals and dreams. This isn't just chat. It's a chance to connect on a deeper, more emotional level, setting the stage for a relationship that's built on genuine understanding and shared dreams. Number 2. What's one of your most embarrassing moments? Before we dive into the lesson, do you feel embarrassed by awkward moments? Comment yes if you think this is something best kept private. Comment no problem if you feel it's perfectly normal. Embarrassing moments. What a treasure trove of laughter and human connection they can be. There's something uniquely disarming about sharing those cringe-worthy instances that usually make us wish we could vanish. Bringing up this question during a conversation not only injects humor, but also nudges both parties towards vulnerability, which is a potent catalyst for bonding. By starting with your own red-faced anecdote, you set a playful and open tone, encouraging her to reciprocate with a similar story. This exchange does more than just evoke laughter. It builds a foundation of trust and mutual understanding, showing that you both can laugh at yourselves, which is incredibly attractive. Diving into childhood memories or fantasizing about possessing a new skill are equally effective in peeling back the layers of someone's personality. Questions like, what's your favorite memory from when you were a kid? Or if you could wake up tomorrow having gained any one quality or ability, what would it be? Invite a person to share their dreams and the nostalgia that shaped them. These inquiries are not merely about gathering information. They're about tapping into the emotional reservoirs that define us. Whether it's the longing to revisit the carefree days of youth, or the wish for powers that could change their current reality, each answer provides insights into her deepest desires and fears. Don't worry about making her feel awkward. That's why you should start by sharing your own story. It might be a bit uncomfortable at first, but this is the quickest way to build a connection between the two of you. She'll think, oh, he's sharing something personal with me, and it will help gain her trust. This approach transcends the typical, often mundane getting-to-know-you questions, transforming an ordinary conversation into a meaningful exploration of each other's true selves. As you share these stories and hypotheticals, you're doing much more than making conversation. You're cultivating an emotional intimacy that can be the beginning of a deeper connection. It's not just about finding common ground. It's about understanding and appreciating the unique experiences and aspirations that make each of you who you are. Through this understanding, you lay down the bricks of compatibility and attraction, paving the way for a potentially deeper relationship. Number 3. Who would you want to have dinner with? Isn't this question intriguing? Have you ever wondered what really lies behind the question? Given the choice of anyone in the world, who would you want to have dinner with? Alright, imagine you could score a dinner date with anyone in the world, celebrity or historical figure. Who would be your plus one? This question isn't just your run-of-the-mill conversation filler, it's a backstage pass into someone's admiration club. It reveals layers about their idol and perhaps even their zero-to-hero stories. So, who's on their guest list? This query is like opening a book to a favorite chapter, where the characters reveal more than just their storylines. They tell us about the readers. Picture this. She says she'd pick Johnny Depp. Maybe it's not just the pirate's charm she's after, but a love for quirky, offbeat characters who turn every script on its head. Or suppose she opts for a table for two with Michelle Obama. That could hint she values empowerment, resilience and intellect, the kind that leaves a legacy. And let's spice it up a bit. What if her choice is Gordon Ramsay? It's not just about the fancy dishes. Maybe she thrives on brutal honesty and a dash of fiery passion in the kitchen. Or maybe she'd go with Beyoncé. This could mean she's all about power, performance and perfection, served with a side of fierce independence. But here's where it gets even more interesting. This isn't just about who she admires. It's about imagining herself at a dinner table with greatness. What would she ask? What would she wear? It's a thought experiment that serves up a platter of insights into her aspirations and maybe even her dinner etiquette. This question not only reveals her style preferences based on the celebrity she chooses, but it also allows you to understand why she would want to dine with that person. You can learn about the type of food she enjoys and the kind of restaurant she prefers. From just one question, you can gather much more information in a natural conversation rather than asking direct questions separately. So, if you're knee-deep in getting to know you territory, toss this question into the conversation mix. It's a fun, revealing way to see who they mentally toast glasses with. Plus, it's your secret ingredient to cooking up a dialogue that's as flavorful as it is fulfilling. Who knows? Their answer might just be the perfect recipe for a deeper connection. Cheers to that. Number 4. What is your favorite thing about where you grew up? A topic that most people love to talk about is their childhood, especially about the place they were born and raised, their hometown. If she's someone who lives far from home, this will be even more effective. What is your favorite thing about where you grew up isn't just a ticket back to their childhood. It's a secret passage into the heart of what makes them tick. Asking about her birthplace and where she grew up can evoke many emotions, easily touching the heart and the softest part of her. It's a great way to approach and get closer to her. Imagine someone telling you about their favorite childhood playground, not just any patch of slides and swings, but a place where they first learned to push boundaries, to climb higher and swing farther. Or consider someone else brought up in the neon glow of a big city, where the endless bustle taught them to navigate diversity and complexity from a young age. These aren't just places, they're the training grounds of their character. This question works like a charm because it's personal yet comfortably distant. It's history, so it feels safe, but it's also incredibly telling. You're essentially asking, show me the soil that nurtured you, the landscape that shaped your early adventures, and let me understand you better. It's an invitation to share a piece of their world that likely doesn't come up in everyday conversation, but has influenced them profoundly. When you ask about someone's favorite childhood aspect, you're not just mining for facts. You're giving them a stage to tell their story, to highlight the chapters they cherish most. It's an almost nostalgic exchange that can connect you on a deeper level, because who doesn't light up talking about the sweet spots of their formative years? So, next time you're getting to know someone, throw this question into the mix. Watch their eyes light up, their gestures animate, and their tone warm as they escort you through the cherished memories of their upbringing. This isn't just a conversation starter, it's a gateway into the heart of their personal narrative. Here's a fun fact before we continue. Only 2% of viewers take a moment to interact. If you're finding value here, type useful in the comments and press that like button to show some love. We truly appreciate your engagement. Number 5. What is something you want to learn or wish you were better at? Exploring someone's aspirations and areas for personal growth can significantly enrich your understanding of who they are, making the question, what is something you want to learn or wish you were better at, particularly powerful in a dating context. This inquiry shifts the conversation from achievements to potential, from what has been accomplished to what dreams may come. Typically, conversations, especially on first dates, can lean towards discussing each person's achievements and present skills, which might inadvertently put pressure on someone to sell themselves. This question, however, opens up a space for vulnerability and humility, allowing both parties to share not just their strengths, but also their aspirations and perceived weaknesses. This discussion can reveal a great deal about a person's character, showing their capacity for self-reflection, their ambition, and their willingness to engage in lifelong learning. Asking about what someone wishes to improve about themselves can demonstrate emotional maturity and self-awareness, two traits that are incredibly valuable in a long-term partner. It encourages a discussion that acknowledges imperfections and personal growth, which can be very attractive. It shows that you are interested in her as a complete person, not just as a list of accomplishments or a set of skills. Depending on her answer, you might discover shared interests or goals, which can naturally lead to further conversations, shared activities, or even a second date. For instance, if both of you are interested in learning a new language or improving cooking skills, this could be a fantastic opportunity to suggest a related date activity, like attending a cooking class together or practicing a new language at a cultural event. When posing this question, it's important to do so in a way that feels natural and part of a flowing conversation. Avoid making it feel like a sudden shift or an interview question. You can lead into it by discussing a recent challenge you faced or a new skill you acquired, which then makes it a reciprocal exchange of information, rather than one-sided probing. It can help you gauge compatibility and potential shared paths forward, enriching the way you view each other. Remember, the aim is not just to keep the conversation going, but to deepen the connection, making each other feel seen and valued not only for what you already are, but for what you aspire to become. Number 6. What is your favorite way to spend your weekends? What's your secret recipe for a perfect weekend? This question might seem like casual chit-chat, but it's actually a golden key to understanding what makes someone tick. When you ask, what is your favorite way to spend your weekends? You're not just making small talk, you're inviting someone to share their personal slice of paradise. Imagine the answers you might get. One person might dive into tales of their sun-soaked mornings at the farmer's market, selecting the freshest ingredients for a gourmet cook-off, while another describes their adrenaline-fueled adventures rock climbing or mountain biking through rugged trails. Each response offers a vivid snapshot of what fuels their joy and rejuvenates their spirit. This question is brilliant because it cuts to the core of what people value when they're off the clock. It's about pleasure, relaxation, and passions. It could uncover a love for quiet, introspective hobbies like reading or painting, which suggest a reflective, perhaps introverted personality. Or it might reveal a penchant for vibrant social gatherings, indicating someone who thrives on interaction and connectivity. This also shows that you care about her interests and her life, and that you want to integrate into her world. After a long week of work, the weekend is the perfect time to relax and explore. You love coffee? How about we grab a coffee this weekend? Everything will flow naturally. Discussing weekend activities also naturally sets the stage for shared experiences. Discovering that you both enjoy jazz brunches or seaside hikes can lay the groundwork for future dates that are sure to hit the right note. It's about finding those common joys that can turn me time into we time. If you're looking to deepen a conversation, toss in this question and watch the dialogue unfold. It's a relaxed, yet revealing way to get a sense of someone's leisurely loves and what might just make them happiest. This isn't just idle curiosity, it's about piecing together the puzzle of their personal joy. Who knows? You might just find your next weekend adventure buddy wrapped up in the answer. Number 7. Have you traveled much, or do you want to? This question isn't merely a passport to their past adventures, it's a boarding call to a conversation filled with tales of distant lands and dream destinations. When you ask someone about their travel experiences or aspirations, you're not just making small talk, you're inviting them to take you on a journey through their most cherished memories or into the blueprints of their bucket lists. Imagine the stories that could unfold from such an inquiry. There's the thrill seeker who skydived over the Swiss Alps, their adrenaline pumping as fiercely as the fresh mountain air. Or maybe you'll meet the history buff who spent weeks temple hopping in Cambodia, each ancient stone whispering secrets of the past. These travel tales don't just paint a picture of places, they reveal the storyteller's spirit, showcasing a blend of boldness, curiosity, and the occasional misadventure. On the flip side, if they haven't stamped their passport much yet, their response could reveal a constellation of aspirations. Perhaps there's a simmering desire to salsa through the streets of Havana, or a dream to chase the northern lights across the Arctic sky. Discussing future travels can illuminate their ambitions and passions, adding depth to their character sketch. This dialogue isn't just about swapping stories, it's about connecting dots across the globe that link to personal growth and adventure. It's discovering shared interests or diverse experiences that could either pave the way for a shared journey or inspire a solo expedition inspired by tales of the road less traveled. Moreover, talking about travel taps into the essence of escapism and exploration, universal desires that resonate with nearly everyone. It's a conversation that can effortlessly escalate from a light chat to deep discourse, making you feel like you've known each other for eons, not just the span of a latte. So, when you drop the "have you traveled much" question, be prepared. You might just unleash a world of stories that are as captivating as the destinations discussed. Whether they've trekked across continents or just daydreamed about distant lands, it's a topic that promises a journey of its own right in the midst of conversation. Pack your curiosity, you're in for a delightful dialogue. Number 8. What are you most grateful for in your life right now? Alright, let's get real for a moment. What are you most grateful for right now? This question is a direct invitation into someone's personal world, highlighting the aspects of their life that bring them the most joy and satisfaction. It's a straightforward and meaningful way to connect, offering a glimpse into what truly matters to them at this point in their life. When you ask about gratitude, you're encouraging someone to reflect on the positives, which can range from significant life achievements to the simple pleasures that make daily life sweeter. Maybe they'll talk about their family's support, which has been their anchor, or perhaps they'll mention a recent professional success that has boosted their confidence and shaped their current happiness. Additionally, by asking this question, you not only learn about her interests and aspirations, but also gain insight into what she values. This question can also reveal much about someone's character and values. For example, if they express gratitude for their health, it shows they don't take the basics for granted. Following up with questions about her lifestyle, such as, "Are you a vegetarian?" or "What's your exercise routine like?" can be a great way to expand the conversation. This approach allows you to delve deeper into her personal habits and preferences, fostering a more engaging and meaningful dialogue. If they mention being thankful for the small moments of peace amidst a busy life, it suggests they value mindfulness and tranquility. Engaging in this type of conversation fosters a deeper connection. It moves beyond superficial topics and allows both of you to share meaningful insights about your lives. It's not just about listening, it's about understanding and appreciating the other person's perspective, which can strengthen the bond between you. So, the next time you're looking to deepen a conversation, consider asking what they're grateful for. It's a powerful way to learn more about what drives and fulfills them, and it sets the stage for a respectful and heartfelt dialogue. Number 9. What are you most passionate about at the moment? Delving into someone's passions can turn a simple chat into an exploration of their inner universe, making the question, "What are you most passionate about at the moment?" more than just a conversation starter. It's a portal into the heart of what truly makes them tick. Unlike the typical, sometimes awkward question about hobbies, which can make anyone stutter as they wonder, "Is binge-watching Game of Thrones a hobby?" Asking about passions digs deeper, tapping into the raw energies that fuel someone's day-to-day life. Imagine asking this question and learning that the person across from you isn't just a fan of painting, but is actually knee-deep in creating a mural that speaks volumes about social justice. Or perhaps they're not just tinkering around in a garage, but are on the brink of patenting a new invention that could revolutionize how we use renewable energy. Passions reveal the dynamo behind the persona. They give you a peek into what gets someone out of bed each morning, fire in their belly, ready to tackle their next big thing. Now, when you bring up this topic, it does more than allow someone to talk about what they love. It lights up the runway for a conversation that can take flight in 1,000 different directions. This isn't just about making conversation. It's about watching someone come alive right before your eyes, talking about what they live for. Whether it's a career that's climbing faster than a cat caught in the rain, a budding interest in Mediterranean cooking, or a commitment to running marathons, passions are personal narratives in motion. By inviting someone to share their passions, you're not just being polite. You're giving them center stage to shine. And trust me, everyone loves a moment in the spotlight. It's their golden nugget, that golden thread that weaves through their life story, revealing patterns of joy, dedication, and sometimes relentless pursuit. And for you, it's a front row seat to the soul-stirring movie of their life, where you learn not just who they are, but who they aspire to be. So, the next time you're pondering how to move past small talk, remember, passions are personal, powerful, and profoundly telling. Ask about them, and you might just find yourself on an unexpected journey into the heart of what makes someone uniquely irresistible. Number 10. What does a typical day look like for you? When you pop the question, what does a typical day look like for you? You're not just filling a silence, you're opening a window into someone's daily life. This question serves as a backstage pass to the everyday routine of the person you're speaking with, offering insights that go beyond surface-level chit-chat. It's like flipping through a day in their life, snapshot by snapshot, revealing the rhythm and rituals that define them. Think of it as the director's cut of their daily documentary. Whether they're a morning maven who beats the sunrise for a brisk jog, or a night owl who thrives under the cloak of darkness, each detail adds depth to your understanding of their character and priorities. This isn't just about what time they clock in at the office or what they pack for lunch. It's about piecing together the puzzle of their personality. This query is particularly revealing because it shows not only how they manage their time, but also what they value most. For instance, someone who describes their day as a tightly scheduled symphony of meetings, gym time, and family dinners is likely someone who values discipline and structure. Conversely, a person whose day is a spontaneous jigsaw of coffee dates, creative projects, and unplanned adventures might prioritize flexibility and creativity. Moreover, asking about a typical day is a masterclass in subtlety. It allows the person to share as much or as little as they're comfortable with, all while you gather valuable clues about their lifestyle. It's like being handed the script to their day-to-day life, giving you the context needed to understand their stresses and successes. This question also sets the stage for empathy and connection. By understanding the demands of their daily life, you can appreciate their small victories and sympathize with their challenges. It turns abstract schedules into shared experiences, perhaps revealing similarities that draw you closer, or fascinating differences that pique your curiosity. What does a typical day look like for you isn't just small talk. It's a clever and engaging way to get a real-time, behind-the-scenes tour of what really makes someone tick. It's about discovering the ordinary that makes them extraordinary and maybe, just maybe, finding the rhythms that could sync up beautifully with yours. And there you have it, gentlemen, the 10 questions that make girls fall in love. Remember, it's not just about finding the right person, it's about being the right person. The questions we've explored today are designed to peel back the layers, allowing you to connect on a deeper, more emotional level. They're your tools for breaking the ice, sparking intrigue, and building a genuine connection that could blossom into something beautiful. Now, if you found these insights valuable, don't just sit on this knowledge, put it into action. And while you're out there transforming your conversations and connections, I'd love to hear from you. Hit that like button if you enjoyed the video, and drop a comment below to share your experiences or ask a question. Your feedback is what keeps these discussions alive and kicking. Until next time, keep those conversations insightful and your connections meaningful.